Okay, testing my audio as usual. Gotta make sure I'm good. Where am I at audio wise? Okay. So I am good. I am good. Wow, look at this. The second surprise upload for the week. Well, this one really shouldn't be a surprise. I had a poll out. I asked everyone, what did you want to see me do the next reading on? And the Dogu statues won. So here I am doing a reading on that. So this really doesn't come as a surprise. I just didn't tell anybody when I was coming because I didn't know what time I was actually going to be ready to do it today. This week has been hectic for me. I'm surprised I've even done 2 lives this week, but here I am. I have arrived. With all of that being said, I don't want to be on this too long. It's already pretty late for me here. So I'm just going to jump into this reading and see what I get and go from there. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week. Everything is okay on your side of the globe or where you are. Everything has been good for me too. It's just been busy. I'll just say that it's just been hella busy. And it's going to be even worse tomorrow. Well, it's not going to be worse, but it's just going to be packed tomorrow. It's going to be packed like noodles in jail, okay? As always, I don't know why I'm saying something's wrong with the bit rate, but as always, everyone, as I always like to tell you, all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. Do not take anything I'm saying as facts. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't believe any and everything I'm saying. Even though this is on some architectural stuff, it's on some statues and things like that, I don't want you to take this and run with it. You know, these are something that people are probably still going to be researching and, you know, providing answers and things to us on for years, possibly. So I just, ooh, is that gunk on my nail? I just seen it. Okay, let me not fixate because I'm about to fixate. But I'm interested in doing a reading on these because I seen, again, like I do most of my news that I get, I seen something come up on TikTok about them and people were like, oh, well, what if they're about this? Especially now since if you haven't been keeping up with things, they've been doing a lot of research in you know, kind of going back and I don't want to say rewriting history, but kind of trying to correct history in a sense where it comes to indigenous and native folks. So I thought it would be interesting to do a reading on the Dogu statues because if you don't know, just a brief summary, the Dogu statues were found somewhere in Japan. I'm not gonna get to lie to you. I don't know what prefecture or whatever it was found at. I don't know. I don't even know how old these are. You can look all of that up. It might be even a Wikipedia thing that'll pop up down in the bottom near the description box where will provide more information. But I do know most people or archaeologists suspect that they were used for fertility rites or ritual rites, like helping to take sickness out of one person and transferring it into these effigies, I guess you can kind of call them. Some people speculate that they were probably used to honor goddesses or some kind of like spiritual rites. And some people also think that they were probably used for funerary rites. So we're going to get into this and we're going to see the who and the why, I guess. Well, more like the why and I guess the who, because they suspect they were created from a tribe called the Jomons, I think it's called. I might be butchering how I'm saying that. Nothing new about that. I butcher everything, especially when it comes to names. But I believe it's called the Jomons, and you know, they speculate that's where it comes from. But then, you know, you have those people who speculate that aliens or something made them, or these people seeing something far off into the future, because some of the statues, you can see them, they look like they have like helmets that look like the water tank helmets or something someone will wear in outer space, or they have like goggles, things that I'm not gonna say we, but things that most people would believe that our ancestors were not smart enough to create. So yeah. So I just want to kind of get into that and read these. This might be a short and sweet video, but we're going to see. And we're going to see if I even get anything interesting. With all of that being said, let's get into this. Let's see the why first, because I think that is probably... No, let's see the who. Let's see the who. The Who's by Dr. Seuss. Let me stop like I'm reading our story. A Knight of Coins. We also get the King of Swords. I don't think it's surprising that we're getting a couple of different entities here, because I do believe they think some of them were made at different points in times. I don't know how many statues have been found or collected, but I think they're like mostly made of clay. They look like they're probably metallic, but I think most of them are made of clay. Or like they could have been made out of bronze or something. Okay, that's what we're getting. The Two of Cups. And then we have the King of Swords. And the Two of Cups. And then what comes up underneath? The Four of Cups come up underneath in reverse. Along with, okay, so the Four of Cups in reverse. You also get the Hermit in reverse. And then we also get the Five of Swords. This makes me believe that they were made for funerary rites when I see this Five of Swords in this deck in particular, because this is the story of like Isis, Osiris, and is it Set? You know, he got rid of his brother and stuff like that, and then you know, him here, and then, you know, his nephew had to go find all the pieces of his father and put him back together. Something pretty sad. The Hermit here. The Hermit. I'm trying to... Especially with it being in reverse. I wonder if this was like the old timey way of like, I know in some Asian cultures, you know how you can get, what'd you call it? You can marry somebody that's already passed on. I wonder if this is like the old school version of that. Like this is probably like where that tradition originated from. This was someone who passed over too early or before they were able to get married. And, you know, we made a figurine of them so that they could still get married in a sense. They could still carry out their duty of, you know, having a wife or a husband and carrying their family on in spirit, I guess, in some sort of way. But let's see what else I'm going to get here. No, actually, let me use the Earthcraft deck. It is interesting. We have the Knight of Coins here in reverse. So I don't think there was like a lot of resources or stuff wasted on this. This kind of feels like this is something more cultural, but then we do have the King of Swords here as well. And I wonder with both of these being here, it could be something more on the spiritual side, especially with like this Two of Cups. And so I want to say the Two of Cups in this particular deck in the Divine Tarot, the Two of Cups pictures, what is his name? I'm about to butcher his name. Gilgamesh, and I forget the other guy. I want to say it's Gilgamesh, and they kind of were infatuated with one another. Okay, here we go with this Knight of Coins here, darkness. Okay, you want to come out? We have Sacred Temple. Yeah, this is something more on the spiritual lines. I don't think that comes as a surprise. And then we also have the Seer with the Two of Cups. Yeah, I'm leaning more so this has something to do with and you know how oftentimes even here in America in current times, how oftentimes funerals and like your religious rites and stuff like that, they pretty much play the role in the same way. Most people often like to send their family members off with or at churches or something like that, or have like a some kind of priest or spiritual figure kind of come in and lead the congregation, speak a few words over this person, bless them over before sending them on. I would not be surprised. I'm leaning more so towards this is dealing more so with funerary spiritual rites. Again, but something here makes me feel like I wonder if this is something that predates or was the start, the beginning of the belief of like, I forget what they call it. I feel like I was just watching something about this where, you know, in some Asian cultures, they have it where you can marry someone who has passed on, but it's not like you're locked in forever with this person. Like you can't marry somebody else. It's just to give that person who passed on peace. Especially in the sense of something where it was like you two were like arranged already, but you know, for whatever reason, you didn't get to fulfill the marriage contract in some sort of way. And then look, we have the balance card here, Two of Cups. What was I saying earlier? We also have offerings. This is coming up in reverse. And then we have Medicine Woman. I'm going to read, I actually want to read this Darkness card here because I don't use this deck often, to be honest. I've been using and flipping through a lot of new decks. I've been really going off of like feels. So I want to see what this says. Darkness has come to you because some answers are not ready to present themselves. You may be blocking blessed illumination through patterns of denial or desire to run away from a situation. It is a night, one of the slower moving nights. It might seem like an easier path to try to outrun your secrets, but you can never truly hide from yourself. Unhealed wounds from your past will slow you down. Unhealed wounds will slow you down. Huh. Something about that is like clicking for me. Unhealed wounds will slow you down. Let's find peace, seek peace for this person in some kind of way. Again, not something too far off the ball here. Let's see if I'll get more clarity with this. Are all of their eyes closed? Oh no. Okay, so the only one that's open is Darkness. Let's have a Raven with a message here too. I'm not surprised with that one. But these two, they're, well, her eyes is open, but she's like in the spiritual realm, obviously, seer. Like she's not seeing what's actually physically here. I think some priestly person, some, I guess you would call it like a pastor, the leader of the congregation, the medicine woman, some shaman person, definitely was behind this. And I think they probably created these statues based on the person who passed over, on what they needed to complete or heal in order to pass over without like any regrets, or you know, what is this one? We have the Balancer, someone who is seen beyond here in the physical realm. I think we also got Oh, escapist. Did another one fall? No. Okay, the escapist is interesting. Escapist. And lastly, ooh, fortune teller. Fortune teller and the seer here, yeah, that's gonna seal it for me. Definitely some spiritual leader, medicine woman. Didn't we get medicine woman? Balance. Oh yeah, we did. Medicine woman. We did get that. Medicine woman, yeah. We surely did get that one. So some shaman, some medicine woman, some spiritual leader, some hierophant, some pope, preacher, pastor, I don't know what you want to call it, was definitely a part of this. The underlying cards here I have is the gardener, the angel, and the poet. Creating, cultivating, angel. Coming up in reverse make me feel like not quite ready to pass over, not unfinished business in some type of way. And then the poet. Notice on the back of this one, and I could be reaching, I'll admit that. You see how it's like this dragon figure in the back? Like this could be something of like Asian or like maybe Mayan influence. I don't know who has that art style like that, but you see that in the back? And then it looks like it's jades on here. The balancer, the escapist. Did I keep the book over here? No, I did not. One second. Luckily, I didn't keep my shelf too far. I don't think it has the explanation. Oh, it does on the back. I forget with this deck. You or someone you care about may seek refuge in escapist behaviors when faced with limits, difficulties, or sorrow of some sort. And then the balancer. Soar beyond all limiting concepts and embrace your spiritual self in the place beyond female and male where we are all truly one energy. Yeah, seems self-explanatory to me. So these were definitely used, or these were definitely created by somebody who was like a spiritual leader. And I think they were pretty much responsible for the, spiritually watching over and helping these people kind of like the person who was no longer here cross over and like let go and or like honor their hurts and their pains. I wonder if it was something that was only reserved for women, because I do know they say a lot of the Dogu statues are feminine in design, but I wonder if a lot of it was for like something from like childbirth or something maybe. But let's see the whys. This will help us narrow in. What's the why? That was way too many cards. Look at this. Way too many cards. And we're going to mix these up in here. I threw some off to the side. Okay, I seen you. Seen you here. Here we go. We have the Page of Cups. And it's coming up in reverse. It's funny, both of the first cards that come out are court cards and they come out in reverse. Okay, and then we have the Two of Coins this time. This just, yeah, I'm hearing something unfulfilled. Okay, so I'm getting two cards for this because one fell out here, but this card out the side, Ten of Cups. Ooh. Yeah. Unfinished business, some disharmony. Again, I don't remember what, because I tell y'all this every time I think. I get the Mayan and the Incan mixed up. I want to say this is Mayan. They were talking about how they would take them, to the top of the temple and them in this one in honor of a god or goddess. No, it was a god. So that's interesting here. And then again, with the Ten of Cups coming up in reverse, usually the Ten of Cups is dealing with something personal. So something that was unfulfilled. It was not complete. It's something that needed to be helped along. So this was, again, I feel like whoever created these did it for a spiritual reason, because this person had unfinished business or left in some unsettling way, in a way that made them not feel ready to move on to the other side. All of these are coming up in reverse. And notice 2 of these are coins. Picking and choosing. Should I stay here and try to well, that's not the word I want to use. Should I pass over or should I stay? I'll say that. Were these, again, I'm coming back to this. I wonder if most of these, because again, most of the ones that they have found are supposed to be of feminine proportions, as they like to say, because they're usually made with like a slimmer waist, bigger hips, their chests are enlarged, etc., etc. Like someone who is pregnant, they might have like a swollen belly. I wonder if these were women who passed over and trying to fulfill their duty of like creating a family. Like maybe they passed away again in childbirth or right after having a baby. Maybe they died soon after, or maybe they were betrothed to someone and they weren't able to complete the marriage rites or something like that. It just feels like in some kind of sense or way, it was a way of honoring this person and making sure they didn't come back and disturb them or become a malevolent spirit. They created these Dogu statues to kind of be like, hey, we recognize your sacrifice, your trying to continue your family and do this work and be a good wife or a mother, sister, whatever the case may be. But for whatever reason, your time here was cut short with us, and we want to make sure that you know that it's okay for you to cross over. We have, we got your back. We have your family. We'll take care of your family. We're making sure we take care of you, and we want to make sure to see you go over to the other side peacefully. Look at the underlying cards here. We have the Sun here. I want to say this is Horus. And then we have the Magician. Typically, with the Empress is like commune with spirits card for me, but I was hearing that with this one. And then we also, there goes that King of Swords again. This time it's coming up in reverse though. And then the Moon. Let's see what we're going to get here. And again, with this Page of Cups coming up in reverse. Oh, something else I just noticed? Look how it has a red string. I don't know if you all have heard of the red string theory, where some cultures believe that, like, I guess most people will call it like your twin flame, your significant other, what they call it, your other half, your soulmates. Yes, that was the word I was trying to get to, your soulmate. Here, that's what we call it. And we just feel like, you're two entities that were probably split in half to come here to Earth and find each other again, blah, 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 blah. But in some cultures, they have a red string theory where it's like, okay, well, you two were spirits that came here, and spiritually, you have a contract to be with one another, and you'll know because you'll recognize each other spiritually or something like that. let me know if I'm butchering this, but as far as I remember, I can recall, it's pretty much like you'll remember each other when you see each other again, because you'll note your red strings. Like there'd be like people who have soulmates or your significant other, they have your other red string here. And with this page of cups, what I was going to say with this being up here and this being in reverse, it's kind of like, again, those feelings, those wish fulfillments, those things you wanted to complete in some emotional way, some kind of emotional attachment has not been completed. It hasn't been sealed. It hasn't been fulfilled. Hasn't been completed. Hasn't been seen through. And then look, I get the mountain here with, this is like my big grief card, because you see how it's like the woman here and she's like, you have the mountains and stuff in the back. Oh, you just came over a very harsh burden, something hard to deal with. And now you're just kind of like in that period of mourning, release, letting go. So you can kind of heal, like it's healing in, there's healing in grief is essentially what I'm trying to say. And then there will be a sunny day once you get past everything. Okay. Karmic debt. Yeah, this is all coming up very spiritual. Karmic debt. And notice the tribal tattoos too. You know, a lot of people, I mean, it's kind of in the name, tribal tattoos. There's a lot of significance in certain tattoos or sigils or images that you kind of get body on your arm. And look at this. It's almost kind of look like you're laying somebody out for a funeral, right? The crossing of the arms, the eyes closed, they're kind of like sinking into the ground kind of thing. But notice it is a lot of water. It's actually water around her. I don't know if you could tell with the lily pads and the, you know, the disturbed water puddles here, but it's kind of like a lot of grief. I want to move on, but I'm afraid to, because something, it doesn't sit right. And then we have the Spirit of the South. I'm going to have to read that one, because why is both of these coming up with a lot of fire here? The Seven of Coins, and then this one here, the Spirit of the South with the fire energy. Let's see what this says. The Spirit of the South is connected to the element of fire and initiates you to the energy of expansion, radiance, action, excitation, and rapid change. When this archetype comes into your life, it brings about a need to head towards your soul's purpose without further delay or distraction. We all have a purpose to fulfill. The universe gives us little nudges and messages letting us know which direction to take. The Spirit of the South, in a healthy, productive way, the universe is always giving you plenty of time to change directions when you fall off course. You have received this card as a final warning that some changes must occur in your life. It's kind of resonating with what I was saying, wasn't it? And what do we have here? Ooh, thunderstorm. Did these people either pass away in a very violent way or in a very sad way? Again, I'm still leaning towards the thing of like, and violent can even be so much as like, say somebody got, what was something that was very easy to catch back then and was pretty fatal? Tuberculosis. So they say if somebody passed away from tuberculosis or something, or whooping cough, or the flu, you know, passing away from something like that can be very strenuous on your body. You may not even realize what's happening to you because you've been kind of in and out of it. You've probably been wanting a lot of the pain to subside, and you're like, oh wait, it did. And you probably like, wait a minute. you know, kind of thing. Not laughing at that, but just kind of like, yeah. I can see how even something like that, it just seems like a passing of a very traumatizing way. I'll say it that way, in a very traumatizing manner. Um, and with a lot of things still left untreated. And look what comes up underneath here. We have the spiritual journey, spirit weaver, and then we have birch. See, it's another card in here. And I was about to throw this whole deck across the room if it came up. I'm going to show it to you. So, you know, it's something like, is it DNA? I think it's DNA, or at least it shows DNA to me. Where is that one? No, it's in here. It's all the way towards the bottom. Wait a minute. Did I pass it? None of these are sticking, right? That's interesting. I don't see that card in here. It's one that's like DNA, or like, or it shows like a DNA strand, but I don't see it in here. And I wonder if I just dropped it on the floor and didn't realize. That would be messed up. That would be suspicious. Yeah, because it's definitely one that's like, I wonder if one fell. I don't see it, but maybe I'm missing a card here. But yeah, it's another one. It's like literally just a line, and it shows like DNA weaving around. If that was the next card I was gonna get, I was gonna say, yeah, this is definitely some like next life, spiritual journey fulfillment kind of thing. What they call it, rebirth kind of energy. And I remember we did get something with a phoenix on it, I think, earlier too. I definitely need to see where that card went to. Unless it's still in the package. No. I pulled all the cards out. That's interesting. I'm missing a card. And I'm going to have to find it now, because it's like the best one in there. So we have the dancer. Okay, I have two cards here. We have the peacemaker. We have the protector. And then we also have, yeah, protector makes me feel like protective mother, ever watching mother. Yeah, the peacemaker just make me go back to that whole thing of like, again, I passed away with some feelings of some unresolved feelings, some things that I'm concerned about. Again, maybe I was a mother who passed away early in my child's life, or, you know, at the beginning of my child's life, or in a very sudden way, and I'm not happy with what I've done or what I completed so far. And so now I am being recognized and my wishes are being fulfilled. Maybe even if the wishes can't be fulfilled, at least my pain is being recognized, so people know to kind of like not respects me, but I know I'm seeing. I know somebody knows that this is something of concern for me. And see, we have the visionary here. Notice the eyes kind of like back there in the back, watching. Again, it's kind of giving that spiritual here. We also have the humorous. I'm seeing the humorous and I'm thinking of like humor me. But what does it say? The refreshing joy, exhilaration, and skills learned from creative play and laughter are their own reward and can help you solve problems. Yeah, humor me a little bit. Even if my concern may not be, it may not matter much to you. If at all, it matters to me. And then we also have the teacher. And the teacher sometimes, again, reads like shamanic energy to me. Spiritual leader. So yeah, I don't think this is a surprise. I feel like this is just confirming a lot of the stuff I was saying. or at least it's confirming one archaeologist's theory on that these were used for like funerary spiritual rites in some sense. Yeah, it would make sense again if it was somebody who was sick. Look past the veil of illusion that someone is trying to pull over your eyes. Yep. What this one say? Surround yourself with people who lift you, accept you as you are, believe in your vision and purpose, and bring out the best in you. It is time to make peace. You will go further on with on your path through kind acts and words than by forcing your vengeance. Yep, and you must feel free to express yourself if you want to live a truly authentic life of quality and meaning. Our soul's dance is unending. Yeah. I think this is nice, short and sweet. It gets to the point. I think most of the cards are kind of coming up and hitting it right on the head of what this, of what the statues were created for, why they were created, who created them. It's nice to know that even in times like that, where I feel like we probably are worse off now, but I feel like it's nice to know even in times like that, women were recognized for their sacrifice, their risk in going through and dealing with childbirth. It was like a much more serious thing. And people really respected that bond and that journey and the work that takes in creating another life, bringing another life here. So yeah, let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. Again, as always, if you have something you would like to see me do a reading on, drop it down below. I try my best to do as many of them as possible. If people are interested in them, or if I feel called to do a reading on it. So you may never know. Just drop it down in the comment section and I'll see about getting around to doing a reading on those. With all of that being said, I thank you all so much for watching this reading. Hopefully this was really nice. It just confirmed a lot of things here for people. And yeah, maybe this is a practice we should probably bring back in a sense. I'm pretty sure some places it's never really left, but I know here we don't really do that much like that. Not in America. Death is a very taboo thing here. People don't like to talk about that. People still look at people in New Orleans weird for having the party kind of funerals, and yeah. So with all of that being said, if you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more readings like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, selecting it to all, so you can see the next time I go live or post a reading. More than likely it'll be a live, so it could even be a surprise live or something like this. I may just hop on and just start pulling cards about something or doing a live reading for people. So you want to make sure you have that notification bell checked on. With all of that being said, I wish you all a good night or day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.